I got some ciabatta rolls. Let's open these. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video I'm going to be sharing 3 quick and easy lunch recipes. So if you enjoyed this video or find it helpful, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And let's get started with some lunches today. So with the move going on, we're currently in the process of selling our house and moving into a different house. It has been super stressful, super time consuming, and we've also just been trying to limit the dishes that we have in the sink at a time and the food in our fridge and the food that we're making if like the house smells and stuff with showings. So I've really been trying to keep things simple with the lunches that I make. And today I'm going to be sharing 3 of them that are super quick and easy to throw together. They are low in points on WeightWatchers, higher in protein, and just 3 meals that I've been enjoying a lot lately. So first one today, I'm making myself a rice bowl with some spicy tuna and some edamame. I'm also going to use some Trader Joe's mini cilantro wontons, and we're just gonna assemble this really quick. Like I said, I've been trying to find fast meals to throw together, and this one is really helpful if you have rice prepped ahead of time. If I don't have rice prepped ahead of time, I usually use the Trader Joe's frozen bags of jasmine rice. This I make in my rice cooker, and then I just have it in containers, and that's what I'm gonna be using today. But if not, I would usually use some other rice that I have in the freezer, like I said, like the Trader Joe's one, or even just like a minute rice or something like that. That's gonna be the base of my bowl, which this bowl is just from Target. That's pretty much where I get all the bowls that I like to use, where I can kind of spread everything out because I like to mix everything together. I'm gonna start with a base of the jasmine rice. It's gonna be 5 points for 3/4 cup and about 158 calories. Then because the rice is cold because it was in the fridge, I'm going to heat that up, but I'm gonna add the other ingredients that I need to heat up, and it's actually only one other one. So today I'm gonna be adding some edamame to my bowl. I usually either have it fresh like this from Trader Joe's or frozen like this from Trader Joe's, and either way I just have to heat it up. So when I buy it frozen, I usually heat it up separately from the bowl, but because this came out of the fridge and so did the rice, I'm just gonna combine those 2 things first and heat it up, and then it'll just be the right temperature. So I'm gonna use a half cup of this for 0 points. It's 100 calories and 9 grams of protein for that, and I just love edamame. I feel like it adds really good texture to the bowl and some good flavor and consistency. So we're gonna have the jasmine rice, the edamame. Then in a separate bowl, I'm just gonna open a can of tuna and strain this. This is just chunk light. It is 0 points on WeightWatchers, and this can has 20 grams of protein. So I'm gonna strain this out. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper to it, and then I'm also gonna add some of this sriracha. So this one isn't as spicy. This is also from Trader Joe's, but it's a lot less spicy than the regular sriracha. You could use any type. I just prefer to use that because it doesn't add too much spice to it. So I'm pretty much just gonna mix the tuna with salt, pepper, and sriracha, and then I'll add it to the bowl once it's heated up. I'm also gonna chop up 2 mini cucumbers that I just get from a pack like this. And then, like I mentioned, I'm gonna be making some Trader Joe's mini chicken cilantro wontons. So you can have 8 wontons for 2 points on WeightWatchers. And this is what one of them looks like. So sometimes I heat these up on the stove, but because I just wanna be quick today, I'm just gonna pop these on a foil like this and put them in the air fryer, and then they heat up and get nice and crispy. And that way those can cook while I'm assembling the rest of this. So honestly, this bowl takes like 6 minutes to throw together, I would say, including like the microwaving and everything. So it's really quick, it's really easy, and it's one of my favorite meals. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. I'm gonna pop these wontons in the air fryer. Okay, so my tuna bowl is done. I'm super hungry and this smells really good right now. I just had to finish up the wontons. That's what took the longest. Everything else was super quick to throw together. So this is my lunch. It comes out to 7 points total on Weight Watchers. It's 5 points for the rice and 2 for the wontons. The edamame, tuna with sriracha, and then cucumbers are all 0 points. And then I also topped it with a little low sodium soy sauce, also for 0 points. So in my Fitness Pal, this meal is about 462 calories and it's got 39 grams of protein. So this will be a filling lunch. It's one of my favorites to have, and again, it's so easy to throw together. That is lunch number 1, and I will be back with another one that is quick and easy and one that I've been making a lot lately. Okay, so I am back with lunch number 2 that is quick and easy, a little bit lower in points and higher in protein, and that is sandwiches. So I've been having a lot of sandwiches for lunch because it's been really convenient, especially being in the middle of the move. It's easy to just have different bread, meat, and then a few options for toppings on hand, and they're just so easy to throw together. So today I'm making one specifically with these sun-dried tomatoes that I got from Trader Joe's. These are technically a point for the serving of a tablespoon, but I'm honestly not going to track them because the only ingredients are tomatoes and sulfur dioxide to maintain color, it says. So really, the reason that you track sun-dried tomatoes or dried fruit or vegetables is because on Weight Watchers, it's easier to kind of overeat them with especially like dried fruit and stuff. But I'm not gonna sit here and just eat this bag of tomatoes. If that were the case, maybe I would track some points. I'm just gonna use 1 serving and put a little bit on my sandwich. So not gonna track it. It's 15 calories. It's only got 3 carbs. So that's gonna be the main thing that I want on my sandwich. That's kind of why I'm craving one today. But I got some ciabatta rolls that I actually picked up from Mariano's. They're pretty big, so I'm gonna be using this today. It is 5 points on Weight Watchers. I need to cut them. I thought they were pre-cut, but they're 5 points on Weight Watchers, and I'm gonna be using this as my bread. A lot of times when I make the sandwiches, I don't have ciabatta like this. I just use the whole grain bread. Actually, let me grab it. And today I just happen to have the ciabattas. I specifically bought them because I wanted to remake a sandwich I used to get from Target that had the tomatoes and it was on ciabatta. But when I don't have those on hand, I like to just use some bread like this. So this is the ancient grain and seed bread from Trader Joe's. You can have 2 slices for 3 points. Sometimes I also use the Ezekiel bread, which is also 3 points for 2 slices. I usually use a lower point option for the bread, but for today specifically, I'm excited and I'm just gonna be using this ciabatta and it's 5 points. Then the only other thing that I'm gonna be tracking is a slice of cheese. So I'm gonna use a slice of reduced fat Jarlsberg light Swiss cheese. This is 2 points for the slice, 50 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, and 7 grams of protein. Then everything else that's going on the sandwich today is gonna be 0 points. So I'm gonna use some mustard. This just sounds really good with the tomato and everything. So it's just some honey Dijon Coop's mustard. We really like this brand for mustard in general. They have a lot of flavors that we like, and this is 0 points. I'm gonna use a little shredded lettuce because that's what we have on hand. I honestly kind of wanted romaine, but we don't have any. So I'm gonna use the shredded lettuce. I'm gonna slice up this cucumber and put some cucumber on it. And then I'm gonna use some Oven Classic turkey. So also 0 points and a higher protein option. And that will make the sandwich a total of 7 points on Weight Watchers. I also already have my plate ready. So I'm gonna have some grapes on the side for 0 points. And then I have some Mosaic salsa crisps. These are 2 points for the serving. So that'll make my lunch 9 points total on Weight Watchers. Sometimes I like to toast the sandwich, and today I'm actually gonna be doing that. So I think I'm just gonna make it open face and put some turkey on each side, pop it in the air fryer and toast it up for a little bit, and then I'll add the lettuce and cucumber. Okay, so that is the finished sandwich for 7 points. And honestly, the ciabatta is pretty big, so it's a good amount of bread for 5 points. I went ahead and tracked the sandwich in my Fitness Pal, and it comes out to 380 calories and 34 grams of protein. Then I've also got the chips and the grapes on the side. So this will be a filling lunch, and I like to just mix it up with the sandwiches. We also have the cherry pepper relish from Jersey Mike's. They sell it in a jar now, and that's what Adam put on his sandwich that he just made. Otherwise, he did everything pretty much the exact same. I really like to add cucumber to sandwiches because it gives it a nice crunchy crisp and like refreshness to it, and it's not any points. So helps to get a little bit of vegetables in, and then I'm really excited about the tomatoes on this one. But like I said, you can mix up the bread you use, you can mix up the cheese. Sometimes I also like to spread light Laughing Cow on for 1 point because then it kind of gives it like a cream cheese vibe to the sandwich, and it's really good. And I feel like that would actually be really good with the sun-dried tomatoes as well. But anyway, that wraps up lunch number 2, and I will be back with the next one. Okay, so I might be looking a little bit sweaty right now. I actually just got back from a skate, but I'm making myself some lunch and I am super hungry. So I'm sharing the 3rd recipe today of quick and easy, higher protein, lower point lunch ideas. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I love pasta. It is one of my favorite foods and dishes. And so I like to have pasta a lot for dinner, but also for lunch from time to time. And that's what I'm gonna be making today. My favorite pasta to use is the Barilla Protein Plus pasta. Today I'm gonna be using the penne just because that's what I have. For this dish, I actually like to use the angel hair noodles or the spaghetti noodles from them, but I just don't have them at the moment, so this works just as well. But when I make this dish, I usually use a 2-ounce serving of pasta, which is 2 ounces dry, and then I just cook it and use the entire serving. Today, because I just got back from skating and I am very hungry, I haven't really eaten much today, I'm gonna go ahead and have 3 ounces of pasta. So for the 2-ounce portion, it is 4 points on Weight Watchers and 190 calories, and it's got 10 grams of protein. But I'm gonna do a 3-ounce serving, so that's gonna be 6 points on Weight Watchers, and it'll have 15 grams of protein. But I'm gonna go ahead and start boiling a pot of salted water, and then I'll just use my food scale to weigh out the dry portion, and then I pour it into the water once it starts boiling and cook it for, I think it's like 8 minutes. Yeah, 8 minutes for this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking the pasta, but before I do that, I'm actually going to get the tomatoes ready. So this is just a dish that I've been making a lot lately because it's so easy, and for some reason I've been loving these tomatoes in the air fryer. So what I'm gonna be doing today is slicing these in half. I usually use like 12 to 15, I would say. And this is just gonna make a 1 serving portion because usually I just make it for myself. Sometimes I'll double it up and make it for Adam, but it's usually just a quick and easy lunch I've been making. I'm gonna cut the tomatoes, and then I'm going to add a teaspoon of olive oil for a point. I'm going to add some salt, pepper, and seasoning, and I'm gonna be using this roasted garlic and herb seasoning. I'm also gonna use a teaspoon of minced garlic, and then a serving of this grated Parmesan cheese from Walmart. Oh, and I'm also gonna add some crushed red pepper. I like to add a little bit of spice to this. I'm gonna mix that together and then lay the tomatoes out on a foil and pop them in the air fryer. Usually I cook them in there for about 15 minutes, and I move them around every 5 minutes or so, but they get nice and juicy, and then it pretty much just makes the sauce for the pasta. When I make this, I like to just cook up the pasta and strain it, and then I'll add the tomatoes and mix it up, and then it's pretty much done, and I'll add a protein to it then. So I like to add grilled chicken or shrimp usually, but I don't have either of those things. I do have some shredded chicken that I need to use up though, and this will be perfect in it. It's not really seasoned. I think it's just got like salt and pepper, but it's got a really good flavor. I get it from Duck-A-Diet, the local meal prep service that I like to use every once in a while, and it's just got like a nice juicy flavor to it. So this will be perfect mixed in. I don't usually use shredded chicken in this pasta, but we're gonna try it today. But any protein would really work. I really like to do, like I said, grilled chicken and shrimp. But anyway, I'm gonna get the tomatoes started in the air fryer and start boiling the water. And this meal is really quick. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes, but there's really not much you have to do while the tomatoes are cooking and the water's just boiling. So I just get it started, and then it's pretty easy to assemble once everything's done. Okay, so my pasta dish is done. You can see it's actually a really big serving, and that's what I like about it. Like I said, I did use 3 ounces of pasta this time versus 2 of dry pasta. I'm just feeling more hungry. Usually if I make it for a dinner too, I'll use 3 ounces, but for the lunch portion, sometimes I like to do 2 ounces. But for the points on Weight Watchers, if you do 2 ounces of dried pasta, it is 7 points for this dish. If you do 3 ounces, it's 9 points for this dish. So either way, it's still a good low point option because it is really filling. It's 1 point for the grated Parmesan, either 4 or 6 for the pasta, 1 for the olive oil, and 1 for the balsamic glaze from Trader Joe's. Then I also tracked both in MyFitnessPal so I could tell you the difference. So if you do 2 ounces of pasta, it is 431 calories and it's got 40 grams of protein. If you do 3 ounces of dried pasta, it is 526 calories and it's got 45 grams of protein. Also, like I said, high in protein, makes it more filling. It smells like Olive Garden in here, I'm not even kidding. This smells so delicious. And like I said, I haven't made it with the shredded chicken before, but I usually do grilled and it's really good. I'm gonna actually go ahead and try a bite just to see how the shredded chicken is. But I decided to actually heat it up in the air fryer for a couple minutes with the tomatoes. And I feel like that helped it to soak up some of the juices. And then it also just heated up the chicken because I took the chicken out of the fridge. So let me try a bite. I put a little extra crushed red pepper this time. It's got a little kick to it, but that's usually what I like. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this for lunch. Like I said, this is one of my favorite pasta dishes to have. I've been having pasta more and more for lunch because honestly, a 4-point serving is the same as when I have rice, or even like a 6-point serving is the same as like when I make the bowls and stuff. And I find that it just keeps me full throughout the day, and it's something I enjoy, so it's something that keeps me consistent and on track, and honestly just makes this lifestyle sustainable for me. So anyway, I hope you guys end up trying some of these lunches and enjoy them. These are just some of my favorites that I've been making lately, especially when I don't have a lot of time and I just want to throw something together quick that's still filling and still has some vegetables, some protein, fiber, and all those things, but it's still low point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.